While modern medicine cabinets overflow with prescription bottles and over-the-counter drugs, Amish homes contain strange plants, oils, and compounds that treat most ailments without doctors or pharmacies. They heal broken bones, fight infections, and cure illnesses using items that modern medicine is only now rediscovering. The self-reliance and traditional healing knowledge passed through generations challenges assumptions about healthcare requiring professional medical intervention. Comfrey poultices. Comfrey, a plant they call knitbone, gets used for fractures, with fresh or dried leaves mashed into paste and applied directly to injury site wrapped in cloth. Why this seems dangerous connects to how we use casts and x-rays, viewing bone healing as requiring professional intervention. Their traditional knowledge centers on comfrey containing allantoin, a compound promoting cell regeneration that speeds bone knitting and reduces inflammation. How they prepare it involves harvesting fresh leaves, mashing with mortar and pestle, adding water to create paste, and changing poultice twice daily. Teaching children comfrey identification begins early. Modern research confirms bone healing properties while also proving liver toxicity if taken internally. Their wisdom about external use only protects them from liver damage. Castor oil packs. Cloth soaked in castor oil applied to body treats, infections, inflammation, digestive issues, and numerous other conditions. Why modern doctors dismiss this connects to no clearly understood scientific mechanism and the practice seeming like placebo effect. Their extensive use covers liver and gallbladder problems, constipation, joint pain and arthritis, and skin infections. How they prepare castor oil packs involves soaking flannel cloth in cold-pressed castor oil, applying to affected area, covering with plastic and heating pad, and leaving on for 1 to 3 hours. The consistency distinguishes their approach. Not one-time treatment, but protocol requiring use 3 to 4 times weekly over weeks, with patience required for results. Teaching daughters this women's healing tradition represents important knowledge passed mother to daughter. Modern alternative medicine is rediscovering castor oil, with naturopaths incorporating it into protocols. Raw honey. Unprocessed honey applied directly to cuts and burns serves as topical medicine, utilizing antibacterial properties they've known for generations. Why this seems unsanitary connects to how we use antibiotic ointments and sterile dressings, with honey seeming sticky and dirty. Their knowledge about honey's properties includes natural hydrogen peroxide production, high sugar content drawing moisture from bacteria through osmosis, and low pH creating hostile environment for microbes. How they use honey involves cleaning wound first, applying thick layer of raw honey, covering with clean cloth bandage, and changing dressing twice daily. The types of honey they prefer include darker honeys containing more antibacterial compounds, with buckwheat honey particularly powerful. Teaching children honey medicine includes understanding why processed honey doesn't work since heat destroys medicinal properties. The wound healing speed they observe shows faster healing and often less infection than modern ointments. Modern hospitals now use medical-grade honey for wound care, with studies proving effectiveness their ancestors knew through observation. Apple cider vinegar. Raw, unfiltered vinegar containing the mother gets used internally and externally for dozens of conditions, representing the most versatile item in Amish medicine cabinet. Why modern medicine remains skeptical connects to it seeming too good to be true as one remedy for everything. Their extensive list includes gargling with diluted vinegar for sore throat, taking tablespoon before meals for digestion, applying topically for skin conditions, and drinking diluted in water for joint pain. How they prepare different applications varies. Internal use requires 1 to 2 tablespoons in water. Gargling uses half vinegar and half warm water, while topical applications use full strength or diluted depending on condition. The importance of the mother cannot be overstated, with those cloudy strands containing beneficial bacteria essential for effectiveness. Teaching children vinegar uses begins young, with this becoming first remedy learned for many conditions. The taste proves extremely sour and unpleasant, with no sugar added, building character through accepting bitter medicine. Why they believe in it comes from seeing results repeatedly in their families. Modern research confirms some uses, with studies on blood sugar effects, antimicrobial properties, and digestion benefits supported by preliminary research. Mullen for respiratory issues. Mullen, a fuzzy-leaved plant they call lung herb, treats coughs and lung problems, with tea made from leaves and oil from flowers. Why modern people don't know this plant connects to it not being in pharmacies, seeming like folk superstition? Their use addresses chronic coughs and bronchitis, asthma and breathing difficulties, and ear infections treated with mullein oil. How they prepare mullein medicine involves steeping dried leaves for 10 to 15 minutes, straining carefully to remove tiny irritating hairs, and drinking 3 to 4 cups daily during illness. Mullein oil requires infusing flowers and olive oil for weeks before using as eardrops. The harvest process includes gathering leaves in first year of growth when medicinal compounds concentrate, drying thoroughly to prevent mold, and storing in paper bags rather than plastic. Teaching children plant identification focuses on distinctive, fuzzy leaves being unmistakable once learned. Modern herbalism views mullein as well-respected respiratory herb used by professional herbalists, with studies on anti-inflammatory compounds. The expectorant properties help clear mucus from lungs and soothe irritated tissues, working better than cough suppressants by treating cause rather than just suppressing symptoms. Garlic as antibiotic. Raw garlic crushed and consumed fights infections without pharmaceutical antibiotics, with raw rather than cooked being key since heat destroys medicinal properties. Why modern people can't tolerate this connects to raw garlic being extremely strong and burning, causing significant breath and body odor. Their conviction about garlic's power includes fighting infections, treating colds and flu at first symptoms, and addressing bacterial and fungal infections. How they use garlic medicinally involves crushing fresh cloves to release allicin, waiting 10 minutes before consuming to allow allicin formation, and swallowing chunks with water like pills or mixing with honey. The dosage proves aggressive, 3 to 6 cloves daily when fighting infection, continuing for full week minimum. Teaching children to tolerate garlic begins with small amounts introduced young, building tolerance over years. The preparation methods include honey-garlic mixture being most common, crushing into applesauce for children. The social consequences they accept include strong odor from breath and skin, with community understanding when someone is on garlic for treatment. Modern research shows allicin as powerful antimicrobial effective against many bacteria, with studies demonstrating effectiveness comparable to some antibiotics. Activated charcoal. Powdered charcoal kept for poisoning emergencies treats food poisoning, stomach bugs, and toxic exposure, with this black powder being the same substance modern hospitals actually use for poisoning cases. Why this seems strange in home medicine cabinet connects to modern people calling poison control and rushing to emergency room for medical intervention that seems necessary. Their knowledge about charcoal's properties centers on it binding toxins in digestive system, preventing absorption into bloodstream, and safely eliminating toxins through bowel movements. How they use activated charcoal involves mixing powder with water immediately upon suspecting poisoning, drinking thick black liquid quickly despite unpleasant texture, taking additional doses every few hours, and continuing until symptoms resolve completely. The situations warranting charcoal use include food poisoning symptoms appearing after meals, children eating unknown berries or plants while playing, stomach flu and vomiting that might involve toxins, and suspected toxic exposure from any source. Teaching children about charcoal involves keeping powder accessible but secure from young children, understanding when parents will administer this treatment, and not being frightened by dramatic black liquid they must drink. Modern medical use of charcoal proves this isn't folk remedy but standard ER treatment for poisoning, with emergency rooms using same substance they keep at home, and proven effectiveness as toxin binder in medical literature. The timing proves crucial for effectiveness, working best within hours of toxic exposure, becoming less effective as time passes and toxins absorb, with their quick home response often preventing need for hospitalization. Why they trust this completely comes from having seen it work repeatedly in their community. Children surviving poisonous plant ingestion through immediate charcoal treatment and food poisoning resolved overnight without medical intervention. Onion poultices. Sliced raw onion applied to infected areas treats chest respiratory infections, reduces fever when placed on feet, and addresses skin infections through direct application. Why this seems absurd to modern medicine connects to onions being food rather than medicine, the practice seeming like superstition or old wives' tale, and no understood mechanism for how onions could treat infections. Their traditional use for generations addresses chest, colds, and congestion by drawing out infection, reducing fevers naturally through foot application, and treating localized skin infections. How they prepare onion poultices involves slicing onion into thick rounds, placing directly on chest or feet, covering with cloth and leaving overnight, and changing morning and evening until condition improves. The smell proves overwhelming, with entire house reeking of onions and sulfur compounds being very strong, but this indicates it's working according to their belief system. Teaching children to accept onion treatment includes tolerating smell and sensation throughout night, sleeping with onions strapped to feet, and understanding this as normal medicine rather than punishment. The observations supporting their belief include onions turning dark or green after application, which they interpret as drawing out toxins, with color change meaning treatment is working effectively. Modern research on onion compounds shows sulfur compounds possessing antimicrobial properties and quercetin providing anti-inflammatory effects, giving some scientific basis for traditional use even if mechanisms aren't fully understood. Peppermint oil. Essential oil from peppermint plant treats stomach aches, nausea, and digestive problems, representing one of few essential oils they widely use and trust. Why this proves more accepted by modern medicine connects to peppermint oil being studied extensively, available in pharmacies as legitimate medicine, and less alternative than other remedies they employ. Their versatile uses include treating stomach aches and cramps, relieving nausea and motion sickness, addressing headaches by applying to temples and neck, and clearing congestion through steam inhalation. How they use peppermint oil varies by application. Internal use requires drops in water or on sugar cube. Topical application needs dilution with carrier oil, and inhalation involves adding to hot water or applying to cloth. The quality proves essential, requiring pure therapeutic grade rather than fragrance oils or synthetic versions, with food grade essential for internal use, preferring their own distilled peppermint when possible. Teaching children peppermint uses makes this the first essential oil children learn, being safe for most ages with proper dilution, and understanding dilution importance to prevent skin irritation or overwhelming intensity. The immediate relief they experience includes stomachache relief within minutes of ingestion and headache improvement quickly after topical application. Modern research proves extensive, with studies on irritable bowel syndrome and various digestive issues, proven effectiveness for certain conditions like tension headaches, and mechanisms understood by science regarding smooth muscle relaxation and antimicrobial effects. Epsom salt. Magnesium sulfate crystals used for baths and soaks address muscle pain, support detoxification, and reduce inflammation, representing the most modern of their traditional remedies. Why Epsom salt seems legitimate connects to availability in drugstores everywhere, medical professionals sometimes recommending it for specific conditions, and the chemistry being understood and accepted by mainstream medicine. Their extensive use extends beyond modern applications to include full-body detox baths, foot soaks for tired feet after long workdays, wound cleaning and infection drawing, and splinter removal through concentrated soaks. How they use Epsom salt involves full baths using 2 cups in hot water with 20-minute soaks, concentrated foot soaks for targeted relief, and poultices made by creating paste applied directly to infections. The frequency of regular preventive use includes weekly soaks for hardworking adults, treatment after particularly heavy labor days, and addressing any muscle strain or overexertion. Teaching children about Epsom benefits includes soaking after sports injuries or hard work, understanding magnesium absorption through skin, and recognizing importance of post-work recovery for long-term health. The detoxification belief holds that Epsom salt draws toxins through skin, creates feeling of being cleaner after soaking, and supports body's natural detoxification processes. Modern medical view remains mixed, with magnesium absorption through skin being debated by researchers, but muscle relaxation from combination of heat and magnesium being accepted, and the practice being safe and often beneficial according to most doctors. These 10 items seem strange,